There once was a boy. That boy was obnoxious and loud. He would act weird and outcast himself, thinking it was the cool thing to do. And that boy wanted so desperately to fit in. One day, that boy made a mistake. The mistake of waking up. That boy shut his mouth and wouldn't speak again until he was pleading before the gallows that hung his innocence and burned his dreams. The same boy grew to be a man, and that man made the very gallows that ruined his happiness. Welcome back, my maggots. Welcome to a new carcass for which you feast. I hope you're hungry. As you could guess, that story was about Musca undomestica, the person. And although there were no real gallows to hang his innocence, he will be making the gallows to ruin the sanctity of foolishness and ignorance. The first recorded hanging was in Persia, around 500 BC, so it isn't known exactly who made hangings a thing, but this only allows us to see how long this has been happening. The noose and gallows have subsequently taken countless lives, and suicide by hanging is still increasing that number, even if the use of capital punishment has since ended. Gallows have taken over 400 pilots and over 50,000 witches. If you believe in witches, then you could try to justify those deaths. But if you don't, then you realize that the gallows were used to take the lives of innocents. People's greed would send neighbors to the gallows to be hung in the falsehood of witchcraft. The person who got that person killed could then get their property. Even in the book, The Crucible, which is fiction, but heavily based on fact, it shows how naming people as witches could be and was used for personal gain in feeding their greed. The hunting down of these terrified witches to hang them is where the term witch hunt comes from. And witch hunts happen all the time, for both good and bad reasons. But why do we call hunting down people that have done some bad things, usually, the same thing that was used back then to hunt down innocent men, women, and children for the falsehood of a fake crime? People accused and hung for the crime of living. Well, that's annoying, but a problem for future muskets. Let crime reign free, and let innocence hang. Alright, so there was a small problem in the whole building thing. Don't mind the different masks. So basically, when I tried to put this thing up, I hit some branches. So I'm going to saw those down. The pestilence of repetition is growing along with the steady increase of greedy populace, and people using their skills, legal and illegal, to make money, and to bend the laws for their direction, screwing the masses but helping themselves. For if the world wasn't made for them to make money, why was it made at all? When the greedy don't get exactly what they need, exactly what they want, the greedy will fight for it. And if the greedy don't fight for it, then they'll take it. Some people need to realize that when water bottle companies say that water isn't a human right, that there's an issue. As you can clearly see, it's up. But does that look done to you? No, it's not. And here's the reason why. Does that look like it can hold up the weight of some slime ball snake? Some greedy, selfish cunt? Does it look like it can hold up the weight of those who think themselves right and the crimes that they commit? Does it look like it can hold up the weight of little old Musca undomestica? Wow. There's your answer to that. It's not done, but it will be soon. Now that you've done feasting on this carcass, my maggots, I'll see you in the next one. Let the people swing when they don't wanna. Let the people die when they all cry. Let the people swing and bring them death. Bring them to the gallows. Bring them to the gallows. Everyone goes up, they don't come down. If you take a step, you'll hang around. Grab you by the neck, you choke on air. And I'll tell you what, life ain't that fair. Bring 'em to the gallows. Bring 'em to the gallows. We'll hang you there, hang you anywhere. And the floor will drop, and with a pop, your neck will just snap back. There's no coming back. So let the people swing and they don't wanna. Let the people die when they all cry. Let the people swing and bring 'em death. Bring 'em to the gallows. Bring 'em